Have you ever walked out of a doctor's appointment wondering, did they really understand what I'm going through? Or maybe you felt the visit didn't quite deliver the answers you were hoping for. If you're nodding, you're not alone. Many older adults with years of life experience unknowingly make small mistakes in how they talk to their doctors, mistakes that can have a big impact on their health. It's not about lacking knowledge or not caring. It's about everyday communication habits. Things as simple as the words you choose, the tone you use, or even what you decide not to say that can quietly stand in the way of getting the best care possible. Your health at this stage of life isn't a game of chance. Every doctor's visit is a precious opportunity to protect your well-being and independence. But here's the hard truth. Even the best doctors can only work with what you give them. If the information you share is incomplete, vague, or softened by hesitation, they might miss critical warning signs, and you could pay the price with months of fatigue, worry, or even a delayed diagnosis. Don't worry, this isn't about blaming you. These habits often come from a good place, like wanting to be polite, avoiding complaints, or assuming it's probably just aging. But when it comes to your health, those habits can become major roadblocks. In this video, we'll uncover 5 uncomfortable but essential truths about how you communicate at the doctor's office. Mistakes many older adults make without even realizing it. You'll discover what they are, why they happen, and most importantly, how to change them to ensure you're heard, respected, and cared for properly. Plus, we'll share real-life stories and simple steps you can apply at your next appointment. Stick with us because there's one final tip that can transform every future visit into a confident, effective experience. A tip even the most careful people often overlook. If you want to make the most of every doctor's visit and safeguard your health, hit the like button, share this video with loved ones, and subscribe to our channel with notifications on so you don't miss out on more helpful content. Now let's dive into the first truth. Number 1, downplaying or minimizing symptoms. One of the most common habits older adults fall into when talking to their doctor is downplaying their symptoms. Maybe you've said something like, "Oh, it's just a little headache," or "It's probably nothing. I don't want to bother the doctor." Sound familiar? You might think you're being polite, saving the doctor's time, or simply avoiding seeming weak. But the harsh reality is this. When you downplay what your body's trying to tell you, you're unintentionally hiding vital clues that your doctor needs to help you. Think of your doctor as a detective. They need every detail, no matter how small, to solve the mystery of your health. If you say it's just a little pain instead of, "I've had chest pain 3 times a week, lasting 10 minutes each time," you're handing them a puzzle with missing pieces. The result? They might overlook an early sign of something serious, like heart disease, arthritis, or even cancer. This isn't because your doctor doesn't care, it's because they don't have enough information to act. I once knew a woman named Dorothy, 72, who lived in a small town. She had a habit of saying, "It's no big deal," whenever her doctor asked about her health. During a routine checkup, she casually mentioned feeling tired and having mild stomach pain. Thinking it was just a sign of aging, she didn't elaborate. Luckily, her doctor ordered a blood test, which revealed a thyroid issue that needed immediate treatment. Dorothy later confided, "If I hadn't said anything or kept saying, 'It's just tiredness,' I might not have caught it in time." Her story is a powerful reminder that what seems minor to you might be a critical signal to a medical professional. Why do we do this? For many, it's a habit built over years of putting others first or not wanting to seem like a complainer. Some even think, at my age, aches and pains are normal. But here's the truth. No symptom is normal just because you're older. A pain, a sleepless night, or ongoing fatigue could be a sign of something that needs attention. If you don't speak up, your doctor can't know. So how can you change this? Start by being honest with yourself. If you feel pain, discomfort, or any change, don't convince yourself it's probably fine. Write it down. When did it start? How often does it happen? And how does it affect you? For example, instead of saying, "My leg hurts a bit," say, "I've had sharp pain in my left knee when I walk for more than 10 minutes, and it started 2 weeks ago." These details are gold to your doctor, helping them diagnose accurately and recommend treatment faster. More importantly, treat your appointment as your time. You're not bothering your doctor. You're giving them a chance to do their job well. A good doctor will appreciate your honesty because it helps them care for you better. Picture this. Every time you speak clearly about your symptoms, you're building a sturdy bridge between you and better health. Have you ever stayed quiet about a symptom because you thought it wasn't important? Think about that and get ready to change it at your next visit. Now let's move on to the next truth, because it could help you avoid dangerous delays in your care. Number 2, speaking vaguely or unclearly. The second habit many older adults fall into is describing their health in vague or general terms. Have you ever told your doctor, "I'm just not feeling right," or "I've been a bit achy lately"? Those words might make sense to you, but to your doctor, they're like a blurry picture, lacking the details needed to see the full story. When you don't provide specific information, you're unintentionally forcing your doctor to guess. And in healthcare, guessing can be risky. Imagine taking your car to a mechanic and saying, "It's not running well." They'd need to know, when does it act up? Where's the strange noise coming from? Does it happen when you accelerate or stop? Doctors are the same. They need clear details to pinpoint the root cause. If you just say, "I'm tired," without explaining when, how long, or if anything else is going on, your doctor might order unnecessary tests or worse, miss a serious issue. Take the case of Harold, a 78-year-old man I heard about. During a routine checkup, he told his doctor he was feeling weak lately. When the doctor asked for more details, Harold couldn't recall exactly when the weakness started or if it was tied to any activity. Without specifics, the doctor suggested more rest. But weeks later, Harold ended up in the hospital with severe anemia, a condition that could have been caught earlier if he'd shared details like, "I feel weakest in the mornings," or "I get dizzy when I stand up quickly." After that scare, Harold learned that being vague doesn't just waste time, it can be dangerous. Why do we speak vaguely? Sometimes it's because we don't track our symptoms. By the time you get to the appointment, everything blurs together and you're left with a general feeling. Or maybe in daily life, you're used to saying things like, "I'm not feeling great" to friends and they get it. But your doctor isn't your friend. They need precision to do their job effectively. The solution here is simple but powerful. Prepare ahead of time. Before your appointment, take a few minutes to jot down your symptoms. Answer questions like, when did it start? What does it feel like? Sharp, dull, or burning? What makes it better or worse? For example, instead of saying, "My back hurts," try, "I've had a dull ache in my lower back for 3 weeks. Worse when I sit for long and better when I walk." These details help your doctor narrow down causes, from arthritis to nerve issues, without guessing. You can bring a small notebook or note on your phone to stay on track. When you speak clearly, you're not just helping your doctor, you're saving yourself time and avoiding unnecessary follow-up visits. Think of it as drawing a clear map for your doctor. The more detailed, the easier they can guide you to the right solution. Number 3, not bringing a list of concerns. One of the biggest mistakes many older adults make when stepping into a doctor's office is not bringing a list of their health concerns. You might think, "I'll remember everything when I'm sitting in front of the doctor." But let's be honest. When you're in the exam room with the clock ticking and the doctor asking unexpected questions, it's easy to forget one or two important issues. Maybe you get caught up talking about a main symptom, or the doctor shifts to another topic, and before you know it, the appointment is over. As you drive home, it hits you. "Oh, I forgot to ask about that knee pain." Or, "I didn't mention my trouble sleeping." This isn't about a bad memory. It happens to all of us, especially when time pressure makes everything feel jumbled. What's the problem here? When you don't bring a list, you're leaving your health to chance. Doctors can't read your mind, and if a symptom isn't mentioned, it won't be addressed. This can lead to serious consequences. A overlooked symptom could be an early sign of a major issue like heart disease, diabetes, or even a condition needing immediate attention. Every time you forget to bring up a concern, you're missing a chance for your doctor to help you maintain your health and independence. Plus, having to return for another visit because of unresolved issues doesn't just waste time, it adds stress, making you feel like you're chasing your own health. Let me share a story about Linda, a 74-year-old who always prided herself on taking care of her health. During a routine checkup, she went to discuss her blood pressure medication. But because she didn't prepare beforehand, she forgot to mention occasional dizziness when standing up quickly, a symptom she thought probably wasn't a big deal. The appointment ended, and she left without mentioning the dizziness. A month later, she fell due to worsening dizziness and had to visit the ER. It turned out the symptom was tied to her blood pressure medication dosage, something her doctor could have adjusted right away if she'd brought it up. Linda later told me, if I'd just written everything down before going, I could have saved myself so much trouble. Her story is a wake-up call that even the most careful people can forget without preparation. So how do you avoid this mistake? The solution is simple but effective. Make a list before every appointment. Take a few minutes to sit down with a piece of paper or your phone and jot down every concern, big or small. Are you feeling pain anywhere? Any changes in sleep, mood, or energy? Prioritize them. For example, put the most pressing issue at the top. When you're in the exam room, hand the list to your doctor or keep it in front of you to ensure you don't miss anything. Even if there's not enough time to address everything, your doctor will know what needs follow-up later. Think of this list as a roadmap for your appointment. Without it, you might get lost and miss critical destinations. With it, you guide your doctor, ensuring every concern gets noticed. This isn't just about saving time, it's about feeling in control of your health. Have you ever left a doctor's office and realized you forgot to mention something important? Drop number 3 in the comments below to let me know you're with us, and let's dive into the next truth to make every appointment more effective. Number 4, assuming your doctor remembers everything about you. Have you ever walked into a doctor's office thinking that your doctor, who's cared for you for years, surely remembers every detail about your health? It's a common assumption, especially for those who've had a long relationship with their doctor. But the uncomfortable truth is this: even the most dedicated doctors can't recall everything about you. They see dozens of patients daily, each with a host of health issues, medications, and test results. When you assume they already know everything, you might skip updating them on important changes, and that can lead to dangerous gaps in your care. Picture your doctor as an old friend you're catching up with after months apart. You wouldn't expect them to remember every detail of your life without you filling them in, right? Similarly, your doctor relies on you to refresh their memory about your current health. If you forget to mention a new medication, an unusual symptom, or a lifestyle change, they might give advice or treatments that don't fit. Medical records help to some extent, but they're not always fully updated or reviewed before every visit. When you don't share the latest information, you're unintentionally making your doctor's job harder. I once heard about Tom, a 79-year-old man, healthy and active. During a visit, he complained about joint pain, but didn't mention starting a new blood pressure medication a few weeks earlier. He assumed his doctor, who'd treated him for over a decade, would know about the medication since it was prescribed at a prior visit. But the doctor didn't recall that detail, and because Tom didn't bring it up, they ordered extra tests to find the cause of the joint pain, which turned out to be a side effect of the medication. If Tom had simply said, "I started this medication last month," the issue could have been resolved right then. He later admitted, "I thought my doctor knew everything, but I was wrong." To avoid this mistake, start every appointment with a brief update. Say something like, "Since my last visit, I started this medication," or "I've noticed this symptom since last week." These details, however small, can be crucial pieces for your doctor to understand your condition. You don't need to recount your entire medical history. Just focus on recent changes, like new medications, supplements, or shifts in diet or sleep. If you're unsure what's important, share it anyway. Let your doctor decide. This step doesn't just help your doctor, it gives you peace of mind. You're ensuring they have the full picture of your health, leading to the best possible decisions. Think of it as updating a book. Each new chapter needs to be shared for the story to be complete. Number 5, talking too much without letting your doctor lead. When you finally sit down with your doctor, it can feel like your one chance to share everything you've been experiencing, from minor aches to major worries. So many older adults start recounting everything, from a pain years ago to unrelated details like the weather or family stories. While the intention is to provide full context, talking too much and going off topic can waste precious time, derail the appointment, and leave the most critical issues unaddressed. Imagine your appointment as a short road trip. Your doctor is the driver, trained to guide you to your destination, a proper diagnosis and treatment. But if you keep sharing side stories or circling around, you're steering them off the main road. Appointments often last only 15 to 20 minutes, and when that time is filled with unnecessary details, urgent concerns might not get addressed. This doesn't mean you should stay silent. It means you need to stay focused and let your doctor guide the conversation. I once came across the story of Mary, a 77-year-old who loves sharing stories. During a visit for knee pain, she started talking about gardening, changing weather, and even her sister's recent surgery. By the time the appointment ended, she realized the doctor had only a few minutes to check her knee, and she left without a clear treatment plan. Mary later confided, "I just wanted my doctor to know me better, but I wasted both our time." If she had focused on her main issue and let the doctor ask questions, the visit could have been far more productive. How can you avoid this mistake? First, bring a short list of your main concerns, as we discussed earlier. Start by briefly stating your primary issue like, "I've had pain in my right knee when walking, starting 2 weeks ago." Then let your doctor take the lead with questions. They're trained to dig into the details they need, like, "What does the pain feel like?" or "Any other symptoms?" By answering directly, you keep the appointment on track and ensure critical issues are addressed. Another tip is to keep your initial responses concise, sticking to the core information. If your doctor needs more details, they'll ask. This doesn't mean withholding symptoms. It means presenting them clearly and efficiently. Think of your appointment as a dialogue, not a monologue. When you work with your doctor, you're making the most of your time to get the best care possible. As we age, every doctor's visit is more than just an appointment. It's a chance to safeguard your health, independence, and quality of life. But as we've seen, the way you communicate in those brief moments can shape your entire healthcare experience. The 5 uncomfortable truths we've explored today, from downplaying symptoms, speaking vaguely, forgetting a list of concerns, assuming your doctor remembers everything, to talking too much, are common habits anyone can fall into. But here's the good news. You have the power to change them. With small adjustments, like preparing ahead, speaking clearly, and partnering with your doctor, you can turn every visit into a major step forward for your health. I know many of us have felt hesitant about doctor's visits, afraid of not being heard, misunderstood, or unsure where to start. But I've also seen people completely transform their experiences just by communicating differently. When you leave the doctor's office feeling confident that your concerns were understood and addressed, it's not just a small win, it's peace of mind that lasts days, weeks, even years. You're not just a patient in that exam room. You're a partner in your healthcare journey. Your voice, your honesty, and your willingness to collaborate are the most powerful tools you have. Use them wisely. Prepare your list, speak clearly, and let your doctor guide you. Those small steps will lead to big results, from more accurate diagnoses to better treatment plans. Think of your voice as a bridge connecting you to better health. When that bridge is strong, your journey becomes easier and full of hope. Thank you for sticking with us today. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, share it with friends or family, and subscribe to our channel with notifications on to catch more valuable content. We'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below about one lesson or takeaway you got from this video. Maybe a tip you'll try at your next appointment. And if you have ideas for how we can improve our future videos, share them in a separate comment. Your feedback means the world to us. Use your voice, not just at the doctor's, but right now to build a healthier, fuller life.